What's up, YouTube? It's your boy again, coming back with another video on this channel. I'm here as always. I'm the Rhino. I got a guest on the show. We got comedian turned accountant turned supermodel, um, turned Instagram content creator. We have Ahmed. Ahmed, welcome to the show, brother.
Al-kadri, yeah.
Woo!
You're doing great, Rhino. I'm so proud of you.
Yeah,
No,
thank
no,
you.
no, 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 dude. Thank you so much for having me, man. And I'm glad, I'm honored that this podcast got me out of my bed because I was gonna just play Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom for another 12 hours straight. But gosh, I have so many things to do that I've been putting off.
Yeah, I understand that.
Even
Um,
like just laundry, dude.
yeah, you and me both.
So thank you so much for. I know you and I met earlier, like over Instagram Live. I was just
Quite literally.
meeting. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was just trying to meet some new like followers. I like to like talk and just see how is everybody like, just see where they're from or how they found me and all that stuff. And you came up and you were super cool, enthusiastic, and you weren't afraid to talk to the camera like the other people. Like I would accept someone's invite, they go, "Oh my god," and I'm like, "Why'd you request to even talk to me?" But
To be
yeah,
honest, I did not expect you to like, hey, let's talk to this guy kind of thing. I was like, oh shit, I'm getting called right now. What the hell?
yeah, yeah. Well, I got the request, and I'm looking through my request sheet like list, and I was just like, "Eeny, meeny, miny, ah," you know. Let's see where it goes. So I'm happy to be here. I know you live in Santa Clarita, or no? You
No,
were in Santa Clarita.
so kind of a little background on me. I was actually born in La Crescenta, Los Angeles, so a
Mm-hmm.
little further away from Santa Clarita.
Mm-hmm.
But I moved out of LA when I was 5 and moved around a lot. But most of my life has been spent up here in the Bay Area.
Gotcha. I love the Bay Area. I do some shows out there often. I want to do some more shows out there in San Jose. I'm gonna reach out. My boy Sammy Obeid, he was headlining there not too long ago, and I need to reach out again, try to do some more Bay Area shows. But
Right.
it's funny. It's like I think of all my tour dates, and then I'm like, yeah, like I'm good. Like I'm traveling so much. I'm always out and about. I want to be back home, be in the routine of things. Then I'm talking to someone like you, and I'm like, I could do the Bay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna add some more shows. Break my back a little bit more. But I've
You
been
said,
really enjoying
sorry.
doing the road. So
I don't know. When you said break your back, I said that's what she said. I don't know if you heard that or not.
oh no, I didn't. Damn it.
Sorry, my bad.
I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. It's
Turn it
my
off
bad.
again.
I can't. No, I need to acknowledge a good "that's what she said" moment. I applaud you.
Thank you. But I guess we can just start with the conversation here. But like, how did you get into accounting? First of all, how did the guy go from a comedian to accounting?
Well, I was actually an accountant first, and then I was always like, I always wanted to be a comedian, obviously, but I have Yemeni parents, and there is no way I could be like, hey, mama, baba, I want to be a comedian. So I just Googled best degrees to get a job with. Accounting showed up. I was like, all right, I'll just be an accountant for now. Accounting was always a means to an end. It's
Right.
easy. I mean, it's not easy. Well, let me pull back. Pull back. Rewind. It's not easy, but it was like it's a good 9 to 5 job. It's consistent, good security, and you're like most of the time you didn't have to take work with you.
Right.
There were times during month end or quarter end or year end you'd have to like work your ass off. You have to work extra hours, but for the most part, it was like a good, consistent job to make money until I could just make comedy my full time career. I didn't become a full time comedian until March 4th, 2022.
Oh wow, pretty recently.
Yeah, it's been a little over a year now.
Yeah. Obviously, some people have been in the comedy game since like literally last century.
Yeah, right. And I've been hustling a lot. Sometimes like I don't know, when there's a will, there's a way. Like that anxiety or the feeling of am I gonna pay rent next month? It will never go away. I mean, fortunately, I get a big chunk of change. I throw in my savings, and then a
Right.
family member wants that money, and then I lose that savings. But but for
And
the most part,
by the way, that's not a Yemeni thing. That's more of a brown
I
thing.
think it's just a brown thing. I know. But I'm very fortunate where my life is now. Because I made the jump and went stand up full time, I was able to not only grow as a comedian, as an artist, but also grow as a businessman and learn like the business of stand up comedy and things like that I wouldn't have learned unless I literally went, I mean, jumped out of the, what was it? Jumped out of the, what's the metaphor? Jumped out of the fucking board. What's
Oh,
it? Diving board and fucking went for it.
okay. I
Um,
wasn't sure where
that's
you're
what I
going
was
with
going.
that.
That's what I was going for. Or take off fucking the life jacket and go for a swim. I don't know what the fuck I am talking about right now. Basically, um, yeah, like I'm just learning more as like the business of like how to promote myself even better or how to market a certain show. Um, Hopefully, I'll hit a level to where I don't have to worry about it. Like my name alone will sell out tickets, but right now I'm a name, but I'm not like a big name. I'm not a nobody and I'm not a somebody. I'm a body
Yeah,
right here.
exactly.
I'm in the middle.
That's
I'm
where
like,
I'm at too, brother. Don't worry.
yeah, and I'm like, do I know this guy? All right, that's how it is. Or let's take a chance on him. And
Yeah.
then when they come to my shows, I do a good performance, and then they're fans for life. I guess like I'm a big fan of Bill Burr, so I try to follow his footsteps as much as possible in a sense where I mean Bill Burr was doing the road and road dogging it to like for over 40 years old. He was saying like he was like I was sleeping in a futon until I was 36 years old. I don't know if you know who Bill Burr is. He's one of my favorite comedians ever.
He's pretty funny.
Yeah, and his podcast, Monday Fun Day podcast, is like it's one of my favorite podcasts ever. And like it always motivates me into working harder than I already am. Sometimes I feel like I'm not working hard at all, but
Again, it's more of a brown thing than anything else.
I think so. That makes sense. I mean, I'm playing lots of Zelda, but like I legit got mad at myself. I was like, shit, I'm like filming right now. You have all these sketches that you written out. You haven't done shit. But I'm trying to be kind to myself. Have you heard of that? It's like this thing
Yeah.
that white people do. I've never. It's not even what white people. It's what some people do. Called being kind to yourself. But I'm working on that.
Cool. I mean, the way I kind of found you was with all the sketches between you and Ryan. Again,
Mhm.
Ryan, if you're watching this, you guys are hilarious. Just saying.
Yeah.
But that's kind of like how I found you. The first video I saw with you and Ryan was you were rushing out the door, but you had to pray.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that was the first video I saw of you guys. I was like, guys, this is hilarious. Follow.
Well, was it the first? We've posted it a couple times. The first time we posted it was like December of 2020, but you probably found it like later on.
Like I saw it in
Right.
January of 2023.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that's when we reposted that video.
Okay, yeah, that's how I found you guys. You guys were
That's
good.
awesome. Yeah, yeah. And then we just like that was the start of like our dynamic, which is like, we did a lot of things where he would teach me Midwestern stuff. I would teach him, Arab stuff. And we always just enjoyed working together. And he was my roommate for the longest time. So it was easier to be creative when your roommate is right there. You could just knock on his door. It's like, okay, I have this video idea.
Right.
2022, we did it. We filmed a lot for that year, but we filmed as much as we could this year before he moved out because we're both just doing the road, just trying our best to like just do as much stand up as we can. Like try to sell tickets. I would co-headline with other people. What else? And now we're like doing more. He does a lot of college gigs. He was already established by the time I got into TikTok. He was already established TikToker. But
Oh
now,
wow.
yeah, yeah, he was at like 2.7 million followers when he moved into my apartment, and I was at a whopping zero. And I just started like, yeah, he and I moved in together, and then like he was like, hey, you should get into TikTok. I was like, I'm 26 years old. I'm not getting into TikTok. And now I'm
Yeah.
almost 30, and my fucking career blew up because of TikTok. And I really love doing TikTok and Instagram and doing content creating. It's fun. It's a way for me to just think of idea, put out the idea, film it, produce, film it, write it, film it, and then just put it out in the world and then just move on to the next project.
On to the next one. On to the next one. Sorry.
To the next one. Yeah.
Cool. I mean, I again, I don't mean to bring up old relationships, but why did you guys break up?
Why did we? That's funny. No, he moved back to St. Louis with his family, and he actually bought a house over there, and he loves St. Louis. He's always wanted to move back. He was in LA. By the time he left LA, he was in LA for like 10 years, almost eight
Oh,
years, almost 10 years. Yeah. I mean, I've only been in LA for 4.5. I'll be 5 years in August. I'm not quite done with the city yet. And I enjoy Los Angeles. I like it here. I've made some really good friends. I have a great support system here. And Dallas is boring to me. I don't have any plans moving to Dallas anytime soon. Maybe Austin. I do like Austin, but the goal for myself is to build myself a bigger name. I mean, Ryan, I'm very happy for him. He's a big name. He does the road, he travels a lot, and a better hub, to travel is in St. Louis than LA flying wise. I mean, I'm still building my name. I'm still like a struggling comedian. So, I still have a lot of work to do, but I enjoy living in Los Angeles. I have a pretty good life here. So,
nice.
but
Maybe you can.
I guess we just wanted different things to answer your question.
Okay. Maybe you can come up to the Bay Area and move in with somebody else, but that's just me.
Yeah, I know. All right. That'd be cute.
But so far in your comedy career, have you regretted making the transition from accounting to comedy?
No, not at all. Oh my God. I'm so I'm so happy I quit. If anything, sometimes I think I should have quit sooner.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I sometimes I feel like I should have quit sooner because I I've learned so much as in my career, but everything happens for a reason. I feel like I quit the moment it was time to quit. Um, because I had like the following and I got some ad deals here and there, and like I just felt like, but I feel like if I quit sooner, I would have, I probably would have gotten to where I am now quicker. But then again, you never know. Who knows? Maybe if I quit earlier, I probably would have fell flat on my face and then just went crawling back to accounting. But fortunately, life it's been good. Um, and I have no regrets, honestly. There's a couple side hustles that I do in case, stand up. Like, let's say I didn't make enough, I didn't make a lot of money in Des Moines, Iowa. But then again, I don't have any fans in Des Moines, Iowa. It's just like, I had like a fan over there. I only had like, what, 15 people show up, but it was like a tough, it was like a Sunday show. It was warm out in the Midwest. It's really hard to do. Shows in the Midwest if the weather is beautiful. But this is just things that you learn as you start, touring. Just things that you learn as you're doing the road. You just learn and I'm one of those people that learns. I learned the lesson the hard way. I need to get smacked in the face. Like you could tell me all you want, but like, hey Ahmed, don't do this, don't do that. And I'm just like, no man, it's fine. And then I get smacked in the face, and I'm like, oh okay, yeah, that's.
Whoops.
I should have learned my lesson. I should have listened to you.
Yeah. Cool. It's pretty cool that you have fans not only in, let's just say, California, but like so a couple of fans in like middle of fucking nowhere Midwest America kind of thing.
Right, right. And it's all thanks to TikTok. It's hard to establish, it's actually hard to establish a following with, like not establish a following with TikTok. It's easy to establish a following, but it's hard to like establish like a community because it's like I have 692,000 followers on TikTok. I don't know if all of them are constantly seeing my stuff. Does that make
Right.
sense? So what I like about Instagram, it's better to connect because first off, like your followers will see your shit, but also it's just the algorithm is just not. It's like it's pushing out to new followers, but also your followers are seeing it. This is on Meta platforms, Facebook and Instagram. Well, TikTok, it's like wild, wild west. So it's like a person can follow you, but it's like when is the next time uh, when is the next time they're going to see your feed? But the way for me to connect with my followers on TikTok is by going live. Try to go live as much. So
Oh, I mean, sounds like you are happier being a comedian than let's do your taxes today kind of thing.
exactly.
I mean, I know I was telling you before the show, I got my MBA from one of the universities over here, and I was talking to one of my coworkers who's going through the same program, but like a different school, and we were joking, only psychopaths go into accounting. Like you got to be more like dark and like got to be like I hate people kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah, a lot of introverts in accounting. Fortunately, I was able to get a lot of my accounting jobs because I was able to talk to people. Like my main note, they were like, I'm pretty sure I didn't really do a good job in accounting. But hey, they were like, we love your energy, bring
Right.
positive vibes, you know?
Yeah. So I again, I don't mean to be disrespectful when I ask this question, but
No, you're not.
obviously, I'm obviously, as you mentioned earlier, your parents are from Yemen. I'm assuming they did the same thing my parents did. Came over here, had you, and all that stuff. Is it hard to be a Muslim comedian especially in the time post 9/11 here in the U.S.?
Oh yeah. First off, you're not being disrespectful at all. Again, like I was in third grade when 9/11 happened, so I pretty much like I don't really know a life before 9/11. That's such a milestone. But I mean, listen, like I think my childhood was like my teenage years was post 9/11. So it's like growing up like as a brown person was like especially in Texas, like you do have this notion of like, you know, you're always you're always like feeling like an outcast no matter what. I mean, I always felt like an outcast in every way, shape, or form. Like I felt like an outcast in the as an Arab hanging out with, non-Arabs. And then and then like even in the Arab community, I felt like an outcast because I was more, I get called whitewashed a lot.
Right.
Uh, and I used to think it was like this bad, like derogatory term, but now I'm like, you know what? This is my superpower. I'm gonna use this. The fact that like, oh, I'm this whitewash guy, and to me, it's like I'm not really a whitewash. I just have. It's because of my accent. Like I have a very like. I don't have like that, bro. What's going on? Like that little. I call it the second generation accent.
Right.
It's like they speak English right, but they have a slight Arab accent, or like even Indians have that too. And um, I don't know, and I'm just like a weird kid, but I just like I guess like to answer your question, as a Muslim comedian, it's just like one of my main goals was to try to relate to people who aren't Arab or Muslim because I hung out with a lot of I always hung out with friends who weren't Arab or Muslim, and it's not because I preferred it. It was just like I don't know. I'm a friendly guy. I'm friends with everybody. So a lot of the times, the best way to connect with them was to try to teach them where I come from, and I try to relate it in the most, and I try to do it in a relatable way or in a funny way. So that's how a person like you, that's not Arab, that's not Hindu, you're able to relate to me and Ryan's videos because it's like or the Ryans that we did because basically it was just me like relating to Ryan, who's like the straightest white man, who's like Costco, Kirkland brand white. And he and I like, yeah, we're so different, yet we have so much similarities with each other. We're the same person. Does that
Right.
make sense?
That makes
So,
sense to me.
so I guess like to answer your question was how was my life like post 9/11? I guess I only knew post 9/11. Growing up was like growing up as this weird Ahmed kid, not just weird as in like, I was always a weird kid, just trying to joke around, very awkward, anxious, big ball of anxiety, just trying to make everybody laugh and wants everyone to like him.
Right.
Um, Now I want everyone to like me, but in a greater,
Fair sense. Yeah.
greater caliber. But I guess like it all prepared me for where I am today.
Right.
So I wouldn't trade lives with anybody else. There's sometimes I'll compare myself to a comedian who's like American, like a white comedian or a Mexican comedian or a black comedian, I start comparing to like their careers, and I'm just like, relax, I'm on my own path.
Mm.
I'm a Yemeni American comedian. All right, there's no one like you. You're a weirdo. There's only one Ahmed. You know,
Right.
well, there isn't one Ahmed. There's plenty of Ahmeds, but there's like one Ahmed. That's one Ahmed Al-kadri.
Exactly.
So
So kind of going back to the whole comedian thing, comedy stuff career. What is your best, what is your best moment in comedy, and kind of flipping the coin a little bit? What's your worst moment in comedy so far?
Best moment in comedy, I'd say I'm gonna try to go with as recent. So the best comedy moment was going to. I just got back from Dubai, and
That's right.
doing stand up in Dubai was a very cool moment because being able to, well, you're doing stand up in English, but being able to relate to all these like different nationalities. Dubai is a beautiful city with everything. It goes from Filipino to lots of Indians over there. So Indians, Filipinos, Arabs, non-Arabs, Australians, UK, white people, like all these Brazilians, South America, Europeans. It was just like a big mixture. It was a crowd of all these different types of people, Russians. And being able to do stand up and making all of them laugh really hard, uh, that was a really cool moment because I'm able to connect with all these different ethnicities and different nationalities. And it just proves to what I was thinking about, which was like if you just make yourself the butt of the joke and you try to be as personal as possible, you end
Right.
up connecting with everybody
Right.
because in the end we're all human. The worst moment of comedy, where do I even begin? I have so many worst moments. Um, I'd say, let's see, I'd say like January of 2021. I bombed pretty hard. I bombed really hard, actually. It was basically it was this show. It was like a called Bar Lubitsch. It was like this Russian themed bar, and the show was just poorly produced. People are just walking in and out. And I got up, and I was even supposed to like he put me late earlier in the lineup because he thought I was gonna do great, but I ended up doing way worse. And and I still remember he lit me early. I was supposed to do 10 minutes, and he lit me at 7, and I was so pissed. I was
Right.
so pissed. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I still remember that day. I was pissed off. It was just the way the host did a bad job. The producer did a bad job. They were just it was just one of the poorly produced shows I've ever been a part of. And the guy, the producer, I don't want to say his name, but it rhymes with Johnny Mitchell. And yeah, and I remember, I mean, he and I are good friends, but like, I remember looking back at just livid, livid
Right.
about the whole thing. It was just, no, it was just on their phones. They weren't paying attention. It was just, yeah.
It
And
seems like you were set up to fail.
huh?
It seems like you were set up to fail.
I was set up to fail, but at the same time, I should like, I did take responsibility on my own because it's up to me as a comedian to like turn the room around.
Right.
Now, I now that I've been doing the road, I know I have that skill because I had to do that last like a little couple of weeks ago. I was doing Chicago, and I was doing the show at the Comedy Bar. It was a Thursday night, not that many people, and there was this one guy who kept heckling every single comedian.
Right.
And then I got up, and then as soon as I started doing stand up, he noticed I didn't pay any attention to him because I was like, I'm just trying to do my job here. And then he pulls out his phone. He's just like, yeah, hello, what's up? And he's just, because I wasn't giving him attention, he just starts speaking on his phone. And I was like, what are you doing? And I
Mm.
was like, are you going to be a dick the whole time? He goes, yep. Are you going to just keep interrupting the show? Yep. Why? What did I do to you? Nothing. Why? Oh, because I can. You have to change my attitude. And like all this stuff. It was just like really like just making it worse. But then fortunately, like I was like, I did a better job at handling the situation. So I was just like, all right, tell you what, you want me to turn you around? How about you give me the opportunity to tell a joke? How about you give me like, and then he was like, okay. I was like, all right, I told him this. I go, give me 5 minutes of your time. I got 45 minutes left. All right. Or no, 45. I was set to do 40, 45 minutes, whatever.
Mm.
I was like, give me like 40 minutes. Sorry, 5 minutes. And if you don't want it, you could keep heckling. Started doing my jokes. He starts laughing, and then I told him this. I was like, "You're gonna enjoy your show, and I'm gonna kiss your forehead after the show." And then like he starts like laughing and he's chuckling to himself, and then like I end up making laugh. In the next 5 minutes, I start making him laugh. And then by the end of this set, he's like literally slamming the table, enjoying himself. And then I grab his forehead, kiss his forehead in front of everybody, and everyone starts cheering. Like he went from like this piece of shit, annoying heckler to this man who was just a good audience member enjoying the show. But he just wanted attention. And and this is moments where like now as a comedian, like I could handle these certain things because I'm used to it. And you could, yeah, if you have a text message, you could take it.
I don't know. It's fine. No text messages. No way.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I didn't want to interrupt the call or anything.
No,
But
no. I've kind of blocked out this time just to talk to you and only you.
okay, no worries. But yeah, basically yeah, so basically I had to go back to that one show that where I bombed immensely. Like it's more like, yeah, the stacks were the odds were stacked against me, but I could have done a better job.
Right.
But now I have this skill. But this, you learn from your failures.
Cool. So kind of questioning. The next question, kind of based off that, is how do you deal with hecklers moving forward?
I mean,
You kind of answered
just
that already, but
every heckler is different.
right.
Yeah.
Cool. Um, so I guess like kind of go back to Dubai. Like, how did you? I know Dubai. At least at least from my experience from Dubai, is it's kind of like very like melting pot-ish, kind of like New York City, kind of like a New York City type, where you see people from all walks of life, all areas of the world, from like you said, Russians to Australians to Brazilians. Obviously, there's a little bit of a language barrier because obviously Dubai is more. A lot of them speak Arabic. How did you connect with someone from, let's say, Moscow, Russia, versus Rio de
Oh,
Janeiro?
well, everyone, yeah, as I mentioned before, everyone in Dubai speaks English. For the most part, people speak English in Dubai. It is like a market hub. It's like a world trade hub
Okay.
center. So, despite a lot of the different nationalities, everyone speaks English.
Okay.
Even the Arab people. I literally, what's funny is I got there thinking I was gonna have to speak Arabic the whole time. But if anything, I spoke mainly English. The only time I spoke Arabic was when we were like on the like in certain restaurants, an Arab restaurant where everyone was speaking Arabic. But even like when we were on the outskirts in the desert,
Okay.
we were doing like ATVs, camel riding stuff in the desert, and it was all Indians. If anything, I should have learned Hindu.
Hindu is a religion, not a language.
Hindi, sorry.
Don't worry, a lot of people make that mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's pretty interesting. It's cool that you were, I guess, I might get sued for this, but it's nice to see you being Mr. Worldwide a little bit.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I appreciate it.
So other than Bill Burr, who else do you look up to in a comedy sense?
Um, let's see. Uh, I like Dave Chappelle, Dave Attell. I think those are like my Mount Rushmore would be those two, including Louis C.K. I like them a lot. I think they're very funny.
I mean, obviously, Dave Chappelle has his career was kind of riddled with controversy as of late, and obviously Louis C.K. got his career kind of got shot a little bit. Again, no disrespect to any comedian, just that's how it happened, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, you still look up to him post controversies?
I mean, I look at them as an artist. I'm kind of a pro separate the art from the artist.
Okay,
And I mean, listen, I watched Louis C.K.'s specials and I still like him. Still think he's funny. You can't deny that they're talented.
okay, that makes sense. So, do you plan to do any more comedy sketches with Ryan, or is that kind of done now? I guess this is the new chapter of Ahmed.
Yeah, it's kind of done. I mean, we did have like a little like one-off encore in Dubai
Yeah,
when that
which I
happened.
saw.
Yeah, we had some videos together, but for the most part, I'm probably not going to see him until December. I might visit them for Christmas, but for the most part, I'm not.
Note to self: contact Ahmed during December, um,
Right,
so I can get Ryan on show. Sorry.
right.
Um, So moving forward, where do you like to see like in your next shows? Like what cities you want to like go to if you had a choice?
Um, Let me think. That's a good question. I don't know. I've been trying to hit pretty much all the cities that they want me in. But honestly, if I had to pick one city or just to do stand up, I'd like to go to Tokyo only because I've always wanted to go to Japan.
Nice.
So I would do a stand up for the expats over there, and then I'll just like hang out in Japan, do it myself over
Nice.
there.
That's cool.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I gotta wrap up in the next 4 minutes. That's okay.
Okay, so last couple of questions. Uh, if let's just say you meet a John Doe or Jane Doe who wants to become a comedian, what advice would you give?
To start off with material, write 5 things unique about you, 5 things you love, 5 things you hate. Just it doesn't have to be funny, it just has to be interesting because you can make anything funny. But it's just remember, like when you get up there, you need to like you're expressing yourself. You gotta talk to yourself and you're basically trying to relate to everybody. So write 5 things unique about you, 5 things you love, 5 things you hate.
Right.
And then yeah, just get on stage as much as possible. Try to get on stage at least 8 times a week.
8 times a week. Okay.
Yeah.
And well, a final question, I promise.
Mhm.
Where can people find you?
Follow me on Instagram, Ahmed Loves Bread. That's just all my handles, that's all my socials, and then just yeah, and then I have a podcast called Monday Fun Day Podcast. Check it out.
All right. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'll link to everything down below. If you're listening to this on wherever podcasts are sold, I'll put it in the description box as well. Ahmed, it was great having you on the show. I really appreciate you coming. I know we had negotiations trying to figure out when our schedules would fit, but I'm happy you're on the show.
Yeah, yeah, it means a lot. Thank you for having me, buddy.
Is there any last words you wish to say?
No, no, have a good day, man. No, you guys enjoy your journey and best of luck with everything.
Thank you. And as always, to the viewers, thanks for watching. Have a good one. See you in the next episode. Peace.
Peace.